Well, good evening, and thank you for joining us for our online newscast tonight at 6. In our top story, a COVID-19 vaccine could become available in America by the end of the month.
Governor Ralph Northam told Virginians just hours ago the pandemic itself could end if everyone lines up for a dose. 10 News reporter Taj Simmons tells us what the governor wants you to do until it's available.
Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is nearly ready. Governor Ralph Northam believes this medicine could bring Virginia back to normal.
It is the light at the end of this very long and dark tunnel.
Northam outlined the Commonwealth's plan for the vaccine during an update on Wednesday. 70,000 doses are scheduled to come to Virginia the moment the FDA approves the vaccine, which he says could happen in just a couple of weeks.
This is bigger than any single one of us. It is the biggest class project we've ever participated in.
The former doctor strongly believes the vaccine is safe and said he will be one of the first in line to receive a dose.
You will not get COVID from this vaccine. Scientists know how to create vaccines that work and, most importantly, that are safe.
The vaccine is still waiting for the green light, and Northam wants Virginians to stay cautious until it gets here.
When we have 100 people or 1,000 people thinking they're different from everyone else and don't have to follow the guidelines, that's how we get to these increased case numbers.
It may be some time before average Virginians can get vaccinated. The doses will go to healthcare workers and people in assisted living facilities first. When it becomes widely available, Northam hopes people will think about health more than politics.
We're not the enemy. This should not be divisive. It shouldn't pit one group of Virginians against another. The enemy is the virus.
Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.
Governor Northam also plans to persuade Virginia's members of Congress to approve additional COVID-19 financial relief by Christmas.
And we're getting a better picture tonight of the toll coronavirus is taking on our local hospitals. Health officials in the Southwest region, including Carilion, Central, Lewis, Gale, Sova, and the VA, report 280 patients are hospitalized with the virus. 61 are in the ICU and 30 are on ventilators. At Centra, officials are unsure when they will get the vaccine or how. Another question that remains is if those who already had COVID-19 should be vaccinated.
They do likely have some amount of immunity to it, unclear how much and for how long. And so we still don't know, is that enough immunity to protect them for a good enough while that you'd say, well, let's not vaccinate.
Caregivers are expected to be among the very first group to receive the vaccine. Centra officials say that they're not going to mandate it for caregivers, but they will strongly encourage it. Health officials in the New River Valley also gearing up for vaccine distribution. That's according to the New River Health Director, Dr. Noelle Bissell. She says they still don't know when they'll get their first shipment, but it will likely be limited. And both major health systems in the New River Valley do have the proper equipment to store it once it's available.
They have the ultra cold freezer capability at both systems, both HCA and Carilion. They have vaccine plans in place to be able to inoculate their staff, and they have done their own prioritization.
And Bissell warns once the COVID-19 vaccine is taken, there will likely be side effects.
As we get closer to a vaccine, people we talked with have mixed reactions.
I generally don't have concerns about getting any vaccines. It's just a great precaution to get regardless.
I don't think I'd want to be the first person, but I'd definitely be in there in the first group.
We're told around 60 to 70% of Americans need the vaccine to achieve what they call community immunity.
Unconstitutional. That's what the resolution the Campbell County Board of Supervisors passed said about the governor's executive order. Today, Ralph Northam responded back. 10 News reporter Tim Harfman tells us what it is and what isn't in the resolution.
Campbell County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously Tuesday to pass the resolution, calling themselves a First Amendment sanctuary.
We are supporting the rights of our citizens to engage in commerce, to move freely and have freedom of assembly.
Supervisor Matt Klein helped write the resolution. He says it's a symbolic stance as a locality, claiming the governor is abusing his power by ordering state agents to force businesses to close if that business is not complying with the guidelines. guidelines.
That's unconstitutional. I think it's tragic.
At the same time, they're clarifying what's not in the resolution.
An anti-mask mandate. There's none of that. I have a mask right here. I wear it as I need to. We believe that the wearing of a mask, social distancing, all those are good practices.
However, the resolution doesn't state that people should wear masks or social distance. Supervisor Steve Shockey says residents should have the choice.
Not one person in a different location in Richmond who decides what's best for the individuals.
The board is also encouraging the Campbell County Sheriff's Office not to participate with state agents in enforcing the governor's regulations. Governor Northam calling Campbell County out during Wednesday's press conference.
I would remind everybody in Virginia that we are not the enemy. This should not be divisive. It shouldn't pit one group of Virginians against another. The enemy is the virus.
In Campbell County, Tim Harfman, 10 News, working for you.
Campbell County isn't the only one to bring this up. 2 weeks ago, Bedford County's Board of Supervisors meeting was packed with people in support of a similar resolution. No action was taken, but their next meeting is coming up on December 14th.
As the winter months march on, determining if you have the flu or COVID-19 is nearly impossible. That's according to a local doctor who 10 News reporter McKinley Strother spoke with today and explains how the coronavirus may slow the spread of the flu.
As the country continues to battle the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, a new fight now on the horizon, the flu.
It's almost impossible to differentiate between symptoms related to COVID and symptoms related to influenza in this time.
The Virginia Department of Health is reporting no influenza activity in the last week across the Commonwealth. Similar reports are coming in from other states. However, this time last year, things were widespread. So what accounts for this difference?
At this point, vaccine uptake for influenza vaccine has been higher than the typical years.
According to doctors, your best safeguard is testing, but the things we've heard since March, hand washing, social distancing, and mask wearing, seem to be key behaviors limiting the spread of influenza.
Whilst the initial symptoms may be similar, what it does in terms of putting people in the hospital and getting people sick enough to be in the ICU and even leading on to death is markedly more in COVID than with influenza.
With shots going into arms soon by way of a COVID vaccine, doctors say the cavalry is coming, but it's important to do the work now against COVID and the flu.
So this is the time to really hunker down and keep the fight up.
Reporting on McKinley Strother, 10 News, working for you.
Nearly a year after the old Bedford Middle School was set on fire, the suspected arsonist appeared in court this afternoon. Daniel Flint faces 2 felony arson and burglary charges. He's accused of starting the fire at the old Bedford Middle School earlier this year. Today, the judge ruled him competent to stand trial. The Commonwealth's attorney says the pandemic has created setbacks on major cases.
Bedford County still has not had authorization to have jury trials here, and those have been postponed since March. So we attempt in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office to treat every incarcerated individual as if it's an emergency hearing.
Flint's new preliminary trial date is set for January 25th in General District Court.
President Trump plans to break tradition for Inauguration Day. The president is discussing skipping Joe Biden's swearing in. Instead, he's planning to announce his own presidential bid. Sources tell NBC they're in the preliminary planning stages. But regardless of that final decision, President Trump does not plan to attend the president-elect's inauguration. NBC also reports the president does not plan to extend the traditional invitation for Biden to visit the White House ahead of his presidential oath.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Nice to see the sunshine return for us today. Temperature is a little warmer as well, and even the winds are weakening as we speak. Still blustery at times for us today, but that wind will continue to weaken here as we head into the overnight tonight. Again, we're looking at a quiet night. Should be dry for everybody. Temperatures are starting to drop off. We had highs around 50 today in Roanoke. We actually hit the lower 50s in Lynchburg, but you're down to 39 in the Hill City right now. 41 in Roanoke, 44 Danville, and 33 in Wytheville, Hillsville, and Galax. snacks. Hey, if you're heading out to Illuminates, a coat will be needed as temperatures are going to fall quickly into the 30s this evening. It's going to be a night where we're going to be dry, we're going to be fair, but it's going to be quite cold. Your Thursday planner showing temperatures starting out in the low to mid 30s. Highs on Thursday will hit the mid to upper 50s. So we're going to turn even warmer tomorrow. It's a good day to be outside tomorrow to kind of gather some vitamin D in you because it looks like the chance for rain returns as we head into Friday. Looks like tomorrow starting out with sunshine, but by the time we head into the afternoon, we'll start to, I think, deal with a couple more clouds. So clouds will slowly thicken for us on Thursday, and that trend of increasing clouds will continue into Thursday night. Chance for rain begins for us on Friday, last Friday night into Saturday morning. I would say no later than Saturday afternoon. We will dry things out with the wettest time for us here over the next 5 days, lying Friday night. That's when heavy rain is likely for us as a low pressure system will start to near the region. This is going to bring us a good amount of rain. Again, we're looking at the rain starting sometime between 3 and 6 on Friday, lasting through Friday night, ending anytime between roughly 7 and 10 a.m. on Saturday. And again, Saturday afternoon, we should see the return of dry weather and maybe even a little bit of sunshine. As far as how much rain we see, I would say area wide, we're looking at anywhere between about 1/2 inch to 2 inches of rain. I don't think we're going to have any flooding per se, but I do think that we'll probably need to keep a close eye on those river levels. We are keeping in mind that the Dan River at South Boston, the Dan River at Danville, the Dan River at Paces, the Roanoke/Stanton River at Brookneal, and also Randolph just actually fell below flood stage. And with more rain headed our way, those rivers may become a little more swollen as we head into the weekend. So your weekend plans, looks like the wettest part of the weekend will be Saturday morning. I would say by Saturday afternoon, we're going to dry things out. May actually happen before lunchtime in some areas on Saturday, but Sunday's dry too. Okay, so really from late morning Saturday all the way through Sunday, the weather looks pretty dry. Sunday's probably going to see more sunshine than Saturday, although Sunday it's certainly going to be breezy. Tonight, the winds die down. We're still cold. Overnight lows tonight in the 20s to near 30. Make sure to bundle up and take good care. Your 3-day zone-by-zone forecast in the New River Valley, 54 on Thursday, but you fall into the 40s on Saturday. For the Highlands, you're dry tomorrow. Chance for rain pushes in Friday afternoon and lasts into early Saturday morning. And for Southside, you're near 60 tomorrow. Then you're in the middle 50s Friday and Saturday. For Lynchburg, partly to mostly sunny on Thursday. We're mostly cloudy on Friday. You're going to have those rain chances moving in a little bit before dinner time on Friday, lasting Friday night into early Saturday. And then you're dry, it looks like, Sunday all the way through Wednesday. And for the Roanoke Valley, you're looking at temperatures in the 50s here through Saturday. Then you fall into the 40s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I would say by the time Wednesday rolls around, you're looking at temperatures in the middle 50s. So temperatures, again, going to do a little bit of a temperature roller coaster here. Some days in the 40s, other days in the 50s. Keep in mind, normal highs at this time of year right around 50 degrees. So when you turn the page into December, those average highs start to really drop off. Lindsay?
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Well, it has been a day of Christmas celebrations. The U.S. Capitol's tree is now shining bright in front of the White House. This year's tree is from a national forest in Colorado. Today's ceremony included House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Meanwhile, Virginia's Capitol lit its Christmas tree, which is on the top steps of the building there. The tree's a 25-foot Norway spruce from Mineral. Governor Ralph Northam and other top Virginia leaders were at that ceremony.
And just minutes ago, the town of Christiansburg held its virtual tree lighting in a Facebook Live. Tomorrow, the Piedmont Arts Center and town of Benton will hold their tree lightings as well.
And we want to give you a live look from New York City, where we're now just a few hours away from the big Rockefeller Christmas tree lighting itself.
Yeah, it's right here behind us. This tree is a 75-foot tall Norway spruce, and it's covered in 50,000 multicolored LED lights, and they will all be shining bright tonight. But that's not the only thing you get to watch.
There will also be a 2-hour show with some of the season's best music, including Dolly Parton, Kelly Clarkson, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Goo Goo Dolls, and country singer Brett Eldredge.
Christmas music has got me through a lot in my life in years, even not in a pandemic or just seeing the world go through what's gone through. And I think to have it this year is more important than ever. And so I'm excited to be able to get up there and sing and spread that message.
In fact, Eldredge will perform Under the Mistletoe with Kelly Clarkson. And you can watch the fun right here on WSLS 10 starting tonight at 8 o'clock.
He tried to do it and it worked.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing how often it doesn't work. Right.
Well, that's the part we don't show, these 75 missed corner kicks
Exactly.
to finally see the one that scores.
All right.
Thanks, App.
Yep. Thank you, Appy. And we want to thank you for joining us for this online edition of 10 News at 6.
And we'll see you back on WSLS 10 after the game.